Okay, everyone, hey, what's going on? It's time for a big, fat vinyl update. Lots of stuff coming into the record collection, things to get into, things also to give away. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to give you guys in this video too, through either just the comments of this video or the Patreon as well. So, without any further ado, let's just get into it. First off the bat, want to give a shout out to my good friend Giggins, friend of the channel, occasional reviewer on here, frequent co-host on New Music Fridays. For Christmas, he slid me some music. I mean, as a good friend does on Christmas, but the present came a little funny, a little quirky. He got me what are these mini vinyl singles that I guess for a while have only been available at Target. I don't know how much of these you can sort of see. Let me probably shove them right in your face here. So yeah, we have quite the selection from these mini vinyl over at Target. We've got Doechii and wait, should I sing it? If I sing it, I'm probably going to get copyrighted, so I'm not going to do that. I've gotten copyright struck before for singing songs that I'm talking about in my videos because my singing voice is just that good. We also have Pink Pony Club over here from Chappell, Roan, and Jingle Bells, Silent Night, Frank Sinatra. I'm going to pop just one of these open and just check the vibe. Yes, a tiny vinyl, the tiniest, littlest vinyl. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, it's pink. I mean, of course it's pink. It's Pink Pony Club, but what? This is a little tiny I mean, the grooves are on there. It's an honest to god record. It's an honest to god record. It's a really tiny little record. Not a 7-inch though. And on the B side, Naked in Manhattan. So I officially have 2 Chappell songs on vinyl now. And two of my favorites. I do love Pink Pony Club. So wow, beloved by all. Very, very cute, very endearing. Loving that we're doing tiny little vinyl. Okay, first thing that I want to give away in the comments is this record over here from Terry Callier. This was passed to me as a promo and thought it was a pretty solid folk record, you know, like kind of 60s contemporary folk feel. Terry's vocals are actually quite haunting. I would say a little androgynous too, interestingly enough. The production, the guitars are very bare, very open, very spacious. A lot of solid tunes and recordings on this one as well. Any additional thoughts that I had? Yeah, a little bass in the mix as well. Terry's voice, I would also say, is like, you know, quite beautiful. If I didn't already say haunting. Some songs do meander a little bit, but the most gorgeous among them are striking but subtle, were sort of my thoughts when I kind of played this thing through. Yeah, it was an interesting listen to say the least. And again, you know, just like an artist from this era that frankly, prior to having been handed this, and it's a very quality vinyl LP, that frankly I was just unaware of, just did not know of this artist's existence. So this was a cool little introduction. Happy to pass this the way of anybody who is in the comments right now on YouTube. Call dibs, put your Instagram handle down there in the comments too so we can reach out. We did some giveaways in the last vinyl update and would like to do some more in this one again. So there you go. Moving on from there, also want to give a shout out to Cocteau Twins, Heaven or Las Vegas. Classic record, amazing album. Did a review of this back in the day for Classics Week. Revisited it again during a Classics live stream with a lot of people over on the Patreon, patreon.com/theneedledrop. Visiting it again on vinyl. Still sounds incredible, still sounds great, real buttery, real smooth. If you're looking for shoegaze that is very pillowy and heavenly and kaleidoscopic and rich and super lush, you're going to love this. The tunes are solid. They don't meander at all. They're very sharp. They're very sweet. They're very melodic. And there's a lot here texturally and songwriting wise that is very much a precursor for artists like Beach House, for example, and artists like Mac DeMarco too. There's going to be a ton of different guitar tones on this record that you're going to hear and be like, whoa, that sounds like any number of Mac DeMarco songs. But yeah, standard black vinyl for this thing, but it's a thick one and a nice one. 4AD, still putting out very good quality stuff for the best albums in their catalog. So shout out to them for continuing to do that. Simple, very simple, very direct, album art and everything, but it sounds exactly like the record looks. So want to give another shout out to Captured Tracks, who, when digging into their catalog, put me onto another project over here that I was kind of like blown away by a little bit, not only in terms of its background, because this record over here, Roadkill, Capital Punishment, not only is this like, a weird outsider music obscurity that, believe it or not, involves Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is on this album. In fact, there are even portions where you hear his voice and it's very recognizably, even though it's a young Ben Stiller, it's very recognizably Ben Stiller. But this is like a weird, noisy, experimental rock, almost like post-punky, almost glam rocky at points. There's like a few cuts that remind me almost like a touch of like New York Dolls. It's a very New York underground kind of vibe. It's also very weird and left field and amateurish, and sometimes the songwriting isn't super sharp and it's very abstract, and there's even one track that's like mostly a very odd sitar experiment that I actually thought was legitimately very cool. There's definitely some highlights on here. There's some weird, funny little highlights on this thing, and even if there is like a very kind of odd series of celeb connections going on here, and that's partially why the album, may have kind of like, gotten the treatment that it's getting now in terms of like, its push and its exposure and getting pressed in the fashion that it is through Captured Tracks. It is legitimately an interesting little project. Like, for anybody who's into just very odd, homespun, lo-fi gems from decades ago that are just so outside the purview of anything mainstream, or even like, mid-popularity, like underground, but like obviously still has widespread appeal, like The Cure, Joy Division, that sort of thing. If you're looking to dig for something even deeper and weirder than that, like this Capital Punishment record is, believe me, it's not a bad experience. It's very interesting and very fun to listen to. It's also on a very awesome blood red, clear vinyl record, thick pressing, and comes with this really cool booklet, kind of like detailing the very odd history of the band with some comments and perspectives from each of their members, again also including Ben Stiller. And you can see, like pictures of the band at various points, like when they were younger and so on and so forth. So it's a neat little package. It's like genuinely a cool little thing that they've put together here for this very odd, random musical anomaly. That every time I put it on, I get a bit of a kick out of how funny and odd a lot of its ideas are. I'm not saying this is like one of the greatest albums ever, or a moment where it's kind of like, oh, what could have been if only Capital Punishment took off or whatever. But it is legitimately cool for what it is. It's kind of like a very freaky musical artifact. Look at it that way. But yeah, I'm wholeheartedly endorsing this. This was a very fun spin. Okay, I want to do another giveaway, this time for something on the Patreon. The Patreon is linked down below. This is going to be a giveaway just for the Patreon followers. If you want to get in on this giveaway, please follow the Patreon so you can comment for this one or future giveaways that we're doing on here as well, in line with these vinyl updates. Now, listen, I want to show you the front cover of this, but I can't, unfortunately, because in recent instances where I have shown the cover of this single in a video, in a review, whatever, it's gotten demonetized. It's a Dead Kennedy song. It's a really classic Dead Kennedy song. It's kind of it's at this point, it's almost like a if you know, you know type track. It's a song about a certain political ideology of people and telling them to frick off, okay? So blank Punk's Frick Off. That's the single. I would like to, again, show you the front, but I can't. But it is a newly pressed, remastered copy of this record. Now, the thing is about this record, I again would love to show it to you, and also again I'm giving this away to the Patreons, the subscribers, to one of the Patreon subscribers, and part of the reason that is I already have 2 copies of this single. On the B side, you have Moral Majority, which is another great hardcore Dead Kennedy song from their, In God We Trust Inc. era. Really great era for Dead Kennedys. Dead Kennedys is one of the best California hardcore punk bands of all time. Some of the best and sharpest and most salient lyrical content of any hardcore punk band operating in the 80s. Really one of the best groups. So, Blank Punks at Frick Off. Can't show you the front or else this video will get demonetized. I already have 2 copies of this. It's a great single. It's a great record. I opened it anticipating that I would be able to show you guys something, but this is about all I can show you. I can't show you anything more than this with this record. So, there will be a photo of it up on the Patreon page where, you can call dibs on it, and we will choose randomly who gets it, and, we'll reach out to you for your address to send you the record. All right, moving on. Let's change formats for just a hot second, for a hot minute, and talk about tapes, because you know what? I got miffled. Yes, you guys might remember that I reviewed this incredible ambient and experimental drone project from Poland on the channel recently. It ended up being one of my favorite projects of the year and for 2025. And the artist Miffle saw fit to send me a copy of the tape along with this nice little, cute little, adorable little tote. Oh my God, this toterino. This is so adorable. And again, I got the tape in here too, which I'm very happy to show you guys. Okay, there we go. There's a little elephant, and it's on a cute little blue cassette as well. I honestly did not open this yet. 1 out of 100, run number 4. So this is the 4th run, the first tape in the 4th run. A portrayal of Miffle right there with her cat. And to Anthony, thank you so much for listening to my music. I hope you like the tape and tote from Miffle. Thank you so much. That's so kind. I got a very nice news that at least a run of these tapes had sold out after I reviewed the project, which is, very nice to hear, because I do think it is like legitimately great little drone and tape music project. And I will be spinning this tape. We'll be playing this tape very soon now that I have this over here. Something I'm going to talk about that is our sponsor in this video, the good people over at We Are Rewind, who have slid me this GB001, which is their new speaker unit. But it's not just a speaker unit, a Bluetooth, so on and so forth. I mean, of course it's that. Of course you can play music through an aux cord on it and so on and so forth. But it's got kind of like this sleek take on like a classic 70s, 80s boombox style. It's also a beast of a unit. There we go. There it is. It's a pretty big boy. It's a heavy boy. And I've legitimately been loving like playing some of my tapes out of this thing. Like, not only do they sound really good, the bass response on this thing is great. You have true left to right separation and isolation between the speakers, which you can alter with some of the knobs up here. The tweeters are separate from the subwoofers as well. It's really crisp. It's really clear. And the recording quality, from what I've seen, trying to put together a tape on this thing, is really good too. I've made a bunch of beats over the last year, decided to put them together onto a cassette. I literally copied the cassette using this thing. Like the sounds this thing generates are pretty huge and really crispy. They've just dropped this thing. It's out now. We'll link down below to where you can find out more and get one of these for yourself. And look, and in celebration of them sponsoring this video and playing a little bit of this tape, I want to give literally this tape away to somebody who's calling dibs on it on the Patreon page, along with a few tapes that I came across while I was record shopping. One being this copy of The Who's Tommy, and also Yes's Close to the Edge. I'm sorry, but these tapes are too good to not be going to a good home. So again, one of you who calls dibs on these tapes on the Patreon page will also be getting a copy of this little beat tape that I put together on the GB001. All you gotta do is be on the Patreon page and call dibs and we'll pick you randomly. A couple more things that I want to shout out, other recent additions. One, the new Spelling album, Portrait of My Heart. Definitely one of my favorite rock albums of last year. What is that? We have like a signed photo along with the record. Thank you. Wow, holy crap. That's great. That's incredible. Limited olive green vinyl edition on this spectacular, witchy, whimsical rock record, out via, of course, Sacred Bones. Loving the cover art on the back as well. Let's take a look at this thing. Ooh, very nice package, along with the turning wheel. This and the turning wheel, killing it on the package front. That's a nice olivey green. I like that green. That's a very nice green. Holy crap. And it's again, it's a very nice quality record as well. This is just as sleek and well put together as the turning wheel package. I'll say that. Very nice. Along with the signed. Very cool. Thank you. Shout out to Sacred Bones. Also, how could I forget Getting Killed? We're getting killed, y'all. New Geese album, Getting Killed. Oh my God, the gun pointing at the moon on the back. I love it. I love it. Very fortunate to have run across a copy of this. I hear so much about like how stores here and there are running short on this album because people are just like buying it up like crazy. It's gonna go right next to my copy of 3D Country. Obviously love the hell out of this album. Oh, that's sick. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, there's a bomb in my car. Okay, nice. Ooh, the band looking real cool on the insert, and even the sleeve, throwing their pictures on the top over here. Nice label, very well put together package, very sleek but simple little package on this album, and it deserves it. And what are we looking at over here? Oh, we got a clear. We got a nice clear, which I think works very well with the general sort of like color palette of the album art and the general packaging. But that's cool. That's sick. Can't wait to put this on the turntable. Gonna do that this weekend for sure. And then the last thing that I want to mention comes by way of Earache Records. I really am flattered that they were thinking of me in this moment, and this will be like the last kind of giveaway portion of the record, but they slid me a fun little Napalm Death slip mat. Gonna put that to good use. But more importantly, they threw me this gigantic Napalm Death box set. It's basically, like the early Earache years for the band, which is huge. Involves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different albums, all in one big box. Liberation through Distortion. The Earache years of Napalm Death, like I said. Bam. Here we go. Big fat box. It's massive. It's cardboard. We have Scum here, their debut album. We have From Enslavement to Obliteration, Harmony, Corruption, Utopia Banished, Fear, Emptiness, Despair, Diatribes, Inside the Torn Apart, and then Words from the Exit Wound, their 1998 album. To finish the whole thing up, here they are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on? Oh, that's an insert. Read 'em and weep, gentlemen. Those are the albums. They're all here. Bam, bam. We're going to fan them out. Holy crap. Holy crap. I mean, just pretty much looks like the standard editions of the records, but I mean, as far as like grindcore and extreme metal go, like these are some of the best and most classic and most significant and influential albums of all time. Now, with this being said, I already actually own some of these, which is why I wanted to, like, you know, kind of turn this into a bit of a giveaway. If you want these copies of Scum, as well as Napalm Death's sophomore album, speak up in the comments on YouTube. I will slide you both of these. Call dibs in the comments and let me know your Instagram handle. We will reach out. But for those of you who are completists, are looking to really do a deep dive into Napalm Death and grindcore in general, just letting you know this box set is here and it is out and about. Basically a track listing here of all the records in the box set with nice picture of the band performing live, a bunch of other different promo photos on the back of the insert as well, which is sick. But yeah, very, again, flattered to be thought of by Earache Records when passing, you know, copies of this around, because this is massive. This is a massive little way of celebrating the band's legacy. Words from the Exit Wound. Man, some of these 90s Napalm Death album art's got, like, kind of unhinged. I'm not going to lie. This era of Photoshop is very interesting. This one looks like a Fear Factory cover or something to me, to my eyes. But yeah, one of the best to ever do it, Napalm Death. They absolutely deserve a big fat box set like this. So, of course, you know, I wanted to slide you guys a couple records from it. Again, pop in the comments. Let it be known if you're interested in those first two albums from the band. And I think that's going to be it for the vinyl update, y'all. You're the best. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, vinyl update forever.